Hi, my name is Nadia. Everyone knows me as Nadia Grant. And I'm from Jamaica. Yes, black, beautiful queen here. It's my first time here. Thank you for the opportunity for having me here. It's a pleasure. I really appreciate it. First, I must give God thanks for, allowing me to be here as well. And I just want to get into being up my sister, her farming, MUMMA BLING. I have her YouTube page, and you'll also get it along with the link at the end of this program. I also want to talk about my wine, which is called One Hope Wine. I'm actually a cause entrepreneur, and what does it mean is if there's a cause for anyone in your family, your friends, you could also, incorporate it with your wine selling. I mean, you doesn't have to drink wine to say, hey, I don't drink wine. You could cook with it. You could, have it as a gift. You could do anything with it, but it's pretty much, informative. I'll, also have a link at the end of this session, and you could see what I have. And also, I have me and my business partner. We have a beauty salon, which is called NuMe Unisex Beauty Salon, which is located in the Bronx. I have everything there. Come on, ladies, come down, get your hair done, your locks, your nails, eyelash. You know, in this society that we live in, who wants to look beautiful? Who wants to look good?
All right, we back. So, like y'all already know, these are all random questions. I ask people random questions. So, today the question is gonna be, why is it so hard to pick the right person?
And the right person would be either male or female.
I don't know what you're into.
Is this more from a relationship topic
Yes.
or
Are you currently in a relationship now?
am I in a relationship right now?
Yes.
First, I should say, yeah, why not? I'm in a relationship with, the man up above. And yes, the relationship that I'm in, I won't talk too much on that, but I can just elaborate. So far, so good. And
What?
there's a lot to work on. But for now, I just, keep it bougie. Bougie, what you know what that mean?
But what I'm saying to you is, so you feel that this person is the right person?
Ain't no right or wrong in that one. Let me just be frank. Okay. Um, there's still a lot of work to get done. I mean, as long as we both communicate, compromise. I mean, a person can be in a relationship for many reasons. However,
Can you give me some reasons like other than happiness?
I should say a woman can look for a man with a particular, how I should say it, qualities, just as a woman is looking for, hey, I would love to have that man for my husband one day.
What are those qualities that you look for in a man?
Qualities I look for in a man, hey, first is, it's attraction, face, personality, his demeanor, the height, how he dressed, and personal hygiene is a must.
Personal hygiene. So I mean, all of these like the characteristics that you just described, the person you with has all of these things. Now, I mean,
Now, yes,
yes.
yes.
So why are you not married?
Oh, why I'm not married? I was married
I
before.
mean, to him. I mean, and we'll get to. You said you were married before. So why do you think that you were married before and not now? Like, why did that not?
I think we're still getting down that road. We're figuring it out. Me, when I said figuring it out, meaning there's things we're doing right now, and then thereafter we'll get back to that page.
No, what I mean, your husband that you had, your
Before?
previous husband, yeah, you had before.
Oh,
Like,
we had I just don't want to comment on that, but we had our good times, and it just didn't work. Where it's just mutual differences, and for that, it's more like hey, if this what we want for ourselves, let's do it this way. And it's an understanding, so we keep it that way.
Did those mutual differences always exist, or did they grow into mutual differences?
I believe they do grow into it.
They grow into it. So yeah, basically wasn't on the same page.
Correct.
So I'm gonna give you a secondary question, right? When does forgiveness turn into foolishness?
Wow, that's a good question. Honestly speaking, it takes a lot for a woman to forgive the other person, but also have to forgive themselves. Why I say that is because a lot of times we as women, we will blame man for our mistakes when we should have been like, you know what, we're worth more than this. We're worth more than what we think we should get from a man. On the back end, we put God first. Yes, then we come after, but then we have to say to ourselves, you know what? If I'm worth this man's time, that's the reason why he stick around, fine. But if he doesn't work the time, then we move along.
So do you always, when these times come and you come to the realization that this is not the right person, do you tell him, or do you go find other people without telling him? And
I would tell him, definitely I would tell him. There's going to come a time when we have to sit down and say, you know what? I don't think it's going to work out. And then that's where we're going to be having that rationalized talking, compromised talking, and then we figure out where we go from there. Because sometimes when you leave from one relationship, you don't close that chapter. You continue. It's just like a book. I could read a book, and then at the end of the book, okay, what's the purpose? But at least if I close that book or that chapter, I know within myself, I ended all well. It might sound easy because what I'm saying, however, there are along the way, you know, okay, this is me. All right, what I'm going to work on? Myself or working on someone else? Because you can't fix someone unless they choose to fix themselves.
so how much forgiveness should you have? Like, how many mistakes should you allow your partner to make?
That's a tricky one. Because a person can tell you right to your face, I forgive you. But then in the back of their head, they don't forgive you. It's more of an inner man or an ego, whether if it's a man or a woman. But from the moment we can say, hey, I own up to my mistakes, then that is a plus. But if you don't own up to it, then what's the sense?
Would you ever forgive somebody for cheating on you? If they were generally, like, sincerely remorseful.
I mean, to be honest with you, we're all human beings. We make mistakes if we do it with the intention of doing it. But at the back of it, is it because of the reason why you cheat, the way you cheat?
What you mean the reason why? Can you elaborate on
There
that?
gotta be something why you do it. What are you missing? You lack of something?
Let's say if a man, like, let's say a man, he does everything far as financially, he does these things that he's supposed to do, and these things pull him away from the house, right?
Okay.
So he's not able to give you as much attention as you would like. Would that be a reason for you to cheat?
No. Because if I do that, then I'll be like, there's consequences behind everything that we do because we're human beings. The consequences, why do I do it? Yes, you could put food on the table, but the main thing is, from as long as you respect me and I respect you, there's no reason for you to cheat. And you choose to cheat if you want to cheat.
Well, once you cheat, the respect is gone, correct?
Basically, but then that's when you were asking me the question for forgive. You can forgive, but you won't forget. But at the end of the story, there's going to be scars. As long as it's been truthfully healed, then hey. But if that scar is not healed, then you're going to be like, you know what? It's time we go our separate ways. Or it's time to mend it, or it's time to, you know what? Let's be where we are, or if that's the lifestyle. Because not every woman is going to take cheating very lightly.
Well, you see how you're saying that. Like, so after someone cheats, right? And you say, I'm going to try to, work it out or whatever. And, because you just said that it's always in the back of your head. Like, you're always thinking about it. It's always in the back of your head. What do you think the chances are of that relationship actually working after that act is done?
Well, we got to make a step for both of us, realizing if it's what's missing if we both go counseling or we both realize, okay, what's wrong here in the relationship? Because a lot of times we as women, we're so soft-hearted. Not every woman, some women, and they be like, you know what? They can't take the bullshit, keep it moving. However, in that process, I just think some men and women, they do have a low self-esteem, even though you're giving them everything or they're giving you everything. And again, if the respect is not there, sometimes it's there, but then it's just fade away. Or we're going through so much things we can't share it, because a lot of times people in a relationship and they can't talk certain things with their partner because they don't know how they're going to react. So for you to do whatever you do, yes, at the end of the day, as I said before, it's not every woman is going to take the cheating. It's not every woman is going to forgive. Some people will just keep it moving. But, I say a but, if you forgive, you have peace within yourself and that individual, if they move on to the next chapter in their life or next relationship, they don't have to take that baggage with them. They just know that, okay, I'm not going to let someone do this to me.
If somebody says once a cheat, always a cheat, what would be your response to that?
Again, we are human beings. We don't know. As long as we say, this is it, this is it. I think it's a tricky question when I say tricky, because every individual will take it differently. It depends on how you accept that, cheat, or if it's worth the cheat. I don't think so. I think I'm more valuable, but we cheat in many different ways, not just in relationship, whether it's food, the job, on the bus, on the train, but in a relationship, I think a person, if you know that you love me dearly, don't just tell me you love me and then you just do some shit behind my back. That means you didn't love me from the get-go. So I hope it answers your question. It's kind of tricky, but I know just for me per se, this is what
Can a person love you and still cheat?
Of course, definitely, because, honey.
So that doesn't negate the love. Like the fact that they actually cheated. So you can be madly in love with somebody and still cheat on them.
I guess it's because it depends on the individual. I mean, it's probably how they were raised. If they see something outside that is much better than you, because they know you are like head street smart, whatever, cook, wash, clean. But on the other side, they see something else. That's what they say. The grass is greener, but it ain't green all the time. It comes with trouble.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. You have any last words? Like, I mean, anything that you would want to say, like, because I don't want you to like regret. Like, you watch this back and you go, I should have said this. I should have said that. So, do you have anything that you feel that you should say, or even advice?
I just think I've grown. When I mean grown, you've been through a lot, but at the end of the day, I'm getting emotional now. You've learned. And I think every advice as women is just love yourself. Don't just take anything from anybody, because at the end of the day, it's you. You gotta love you.
Does a woman lose value by how many people she deals with?
I think it all depends, because a man can have a woman can have male friends, but doesn't mean that they're with them.
No, what I mean by deal with them, I mean like in a way where they're texting sexually explicit stuff back and forth to multiple people. Like, does that devalue you?
I don't think it devalue you, because from you tell that person the level of friendship you are, they wouldn't cross that boundary. Meaning, hey, we're just friends. Don't talk to me with some sex talk right now, because that's not us.
But what I'm saying is, what happens when you allow that talk? Does
if
that
you
devalue
allow
you?
that talk,
Yes.
Then you're up to it. You want to know, it's like a game. You want to like, okay, what's this game we're playing right now? Because sometimes they do that just to get your feedback, or what's your weak point, or can you, handle this thing that we're doing right now?
Very interesting, man. I mean,
why you got me so emotional now? You really got me in the spot. But you know what? For me, I could say I've grown a lot, and I love me for me. And with my friend, my family, who's been there, especially one friend, my ride or die, she always tell me, girl, you got it in you. Keep on doing what you're doing. And thanks for this chat. It's pretty interesting.
I mean, it's very important to have friends, like good friends.
Oh yeah,
that support you. That's very important. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you find a friend like that? Like, how does that happen?
That's a good question.
I know I said last question. I'm sorry.
You can have friends who is there for you just for one thing, getting what they can get from you. You can have a friend who's an optimist. Am I saying the right word here? An opportunist, or somebody who just want to talk to you because they know your value for something. But when you have a true friend to tell you the truth to your face without going around the corner, that's a friend. A friend could have your back, ride or die. If I can say, hey, my head hurt, you'd be like, okay, which side? Let me just pray with you. Let me guide you. Let me just be right with you. That's a friend. Whether you have your money in your pocket, you're saying, you asking them for a dime. A friend who could just go and say, listen, I know you're going through something. You don't have to tell me, but I'm right there. Just rest on my shoulder. But some of these days, you can only find a friend. Your friend is just getting a name. And once you have that name, they keep it moving and strip you right there. But if you have somebody who's truly loves you, that's your friend.
Got some jewels in the skull that he could sell if he chose.